You gotta piggyback, y'all. Piggyback. Piggyback.
That might be the cold open. I don't know why I found that so funny. Piggyback, y'all. Piggyback. Oh.
I'm bringing Piggy back. Yeah. Hey y'all, I'm AJ Reyes.
And I'm Timothy Dailey-Valdes. This is Can I Bother You? If you are vibing with the show, you can catch us on all the socials at Can I Bother You on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ko-fi, which is not really a social media network, but or platform or whatever you want to call it.
I mean, like, we can converse with them there.
That's true. And you can converse with us with money.
Yeah, also true.
You know,
money talks.
Yeah, the United States Supreme Court has ruled multiple times that money is speech. So just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually advocate that. You know what? This is not the time. Because today we are talking about futures.
And that's the time.
We're talking about, yes. We're talking about apocalypses, and to all within the sound of my voice. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. This might be fun for nobody but me, but I thought throughout this episode I might just like randomly pepper in readings from the Book of Revelation and other apocalyptic literature just for funsies.
Okay.
Randomly flipping to a page and finding something, you know, silly and dramatic.
Okay.
Just like, you know, that little touch of like high biblical drama.
Do what you gotta do. This is Timothy's second to last episode, y'all. So if he wants to get wild with the Bible, I guess that's what we're gonna let him do.
Yes.
Okay, anyway. So what? Oh, the future, right.
The future.
Yeah. That was an inside joke from high school.
I was not actually a part of that inside joke in any way, shape, or form.
He was not. That was for the young people who still had their whole lives ahead of them.
Can you not?
I cannot not. Anyway, this is only related to the topic in that I'm wording it in a way that it is. When I was a kid, when I thought about what my future as an AJ would be, I never imagined that I'd go days without seeing my roommate. But that has happened multiple times, and it is what has happened recently. I was just thinking last night, I think I realized we're recording this on a Monday, and I haven't seen Timothy since Wednesday. I'm pretty sure. Maybe Thursday afternoon? But anyway, I was just like, wow, I haven't seen him at all. And I know he's alive, because there are like signs, like, you know, I'll come out of my room and there'll be something different in the apartment. So it's either that Timothy is still here or that someone else is here. But we may never know. Anyway.
You'll see a lot more of me once I'm off the podcast, because this most recent time, and actually many of the times over the past year or so, it's been because I'm editing and I'm like ashamed of how long it's taking me, and I don't want to. I know you're fine. Like, I know that I won't like have to face your wrath or anything, but at the same time, I'm too ashamed to face you. That's part of it.
Well, your feelings are valid and accurate. So, anyway, it was just a thought that I had, and I just wanted to share it with the listeners. Since we're running out of time to share things with them together. Timothy's leaving. I'm not leaving you. Oh, you know what? I guess since we're here and we're talking about the future, let me real quick just tell you, and then we don't have to talk about it next episode. I'll have to bring it up again next episode anyway, just to like refresh and remind people. Let me tell you what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what it is.
The future of Can I Bother You? Oh. It was right there. I don't know how you didn't get there, Timothy. I didn't use any words at all. I don't know how you missed it. So the future of Can I Bother You right now is looking like I am going to actually be successful. And we'll talk about this more next episode. But the goal for us has mostly been that we want for y'all to feel like you're here with us, just having a conversation with your friends. And I think I want to try to continue that, but with strangers. So I want to have conversations and just get to know people that, because I'm sure I'll have some friends on, but I think I'm mostly going to reach out to people that I don't know or barely know. And I think I'll probably focus on people who do interesting jobs or are like advocating for interesting things. not if they're advocating for something uninteresting. I don't want those people here. But the ones that'll get me clicks, I'll get them here. So yeah, that's what that's looking like. Can I Bother You will go on hiatus after next week's episode. I will bring Can I Bother You back in January of 2022, so that'll give me a few months to like breathe and then also start getting ready for y'all again. And in the meantime, Can I Bother You social media will still be active, and Timothy will still be there at least until December, right? Yeah? Okay,
yeah.
cool. So Timothy will still be there if you want to like comment on our posts and things. Timothy can respond there until December, and then I either murder him or change the passwords. Haven't decided yet. But that's for future AJ to decide. So, anyway, I think I covered like it, right? Like
I think so.
I'm just trying to think, would they have any questions that I could answer right now? I don't think so. I told them what it's going to be and when it'll be back, right?
Yeah.
So, if they're not happy, that's on them. Great.
I guess so.
So, in the past when you were a kid, what did you think the future would be like?
I think I was a lot more optimistic about it than I am now.
Uh-huh. Do you mean like for you personally, for the world, or both?
Both.
Okay.
I think I've alluded to it enough / specifically stated it enough on this podcast, not in these words exactly, but I think as a child I kind of walked around with rose-colored glasses on.
Mm-hmm.
I think optimist was a word I used to describe myself,
Mm-hmm.
and it especially gave me a sense of power over my bullies and my haters and my detractors.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of like, you know what? They can't faze me. I'm happy. I walk through life positively, and I have hope and dreams and ambitions, and the future's so bright that I've got to wear shades. And now, I, like everybody else, realize that that's because of climate change.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, and we're all heading toward an inescapable abyss, but it's all going to be what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I take comfort in the principle of Uhrzeit wird Insight, which, since we're talking about apocalyptic literature, is a phrase that I learned in my college apocalyptic literature course. It's a German phrase that means the end times are like the beginning. And in every ending, there's a spark of creation, of newness.
Mm-hmm.
So like when things pass, new things come into being.
Mm-hmm.
And so I take comfort from that. Even if everything goes to shit. Like, there's something after.
Uh-huh.
Even if it's not for me,
Uh-huh.
even if I'm dead and in the ground being eaten by worms. I kind of lost my train of thought here.
I wasn't quite sure what was going on, but I'm here for it.
But anyway, so no, I'm not that pessimistic about the future now.
I was going to ask,
but I'm more pragmatic, I think.
I was going to ask, would you still call yourself an optimist? Because you said you would when you were a child.
Yeah, no. I think now, if I'm an optimist at all, I'm a very cautious optimist. I do think that I have a positive attitude in general, but I don't think that I let it cloud my sense of reality so much that I'm unable to see the bad in the world necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
I think I am still very trusting of people, and maybe to an extent that's not always the healthiest thing in the world, but I think in general I'm a lot more realistic than I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But what about you, AJ? Well, I don't even know if I really answered your question, but we can get into it more later. But what were some of your thoughts about the future when you were younger?
I wanted a hoverboard. I wanted a hoverboard.
Like a Back to the Future style?
Yes, the kind that actually hovers, and not those, not the bullshit they call a hoverboard. What are they, Segways or whatever?
And like the little wheelie things?
Yeah, they're just a Segway, but without the thing. Without the thing to hold on to.
Yeah, I guess they kind of are.
No, they are. That's what they are. It's not hovering. That's so stupid, and I hate it. I wanted to be off the ground, nothing touching the ground. And that's not what they've given me.
I'm sorry.
So the future has disappointed me a lot.
Have you tried those jetpack thingies that you can do over the water?
No.
I know it's not exactly the same, but
No, I have not.
it's more hovery.
I have not, and no, I don't think that's better because then you can only do it on the water.
That's true. You can't use it to get from point A to point B.
Mm-mm. No.
Unless point A to point B takes you
It's in
across
the
a body of
water,
water.
Yeah. Let's see, the future. What did I think about the future when I was a kid, other than the fact that I was upset that we didn't have... To be fair, Back to the Future came out in the 80s, and in the 90s, when I was a child, I mean, it had been like 5 seconds. So I was like, okay, fine. We'll have hoverboards in 2015. Is that when they go to the future? I think so, yeah. But then 2015 came and went, and no hoverboards. So, still angry about it. But other than that, honestly, I've never really given too much actual thought to the future at all, which is really funny because I've never gone into it, and so I'm not going to do it now. But like, my childhood wasn't awful. It was not always great, but I think a lot of kids in my situation, or a situation similar to mine, probably thought about what their lives would be like when they moved on from that point in their lives. I bet a lot of them actually thought about that, and I don't remember doing that if I did. I never did that thing, and God, I hated when teachers did this, when they're like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or where do you see yourself in 10 years, or whatever? And I'm like, hopefully not still in this class, because I'm so bored right now. Let me go. I don't care.
It feels like I've been in here for 10 years.
Right? I was never big on that, and now, as an adult, I definitely give more thought to the future, but it's certainly never 5 years in the future. I'm, like, at most in a year, because I'm like, okay, I'll do this, I'll make this thing at this point of time next year because of this reason, or whatever. So, that's how I plan for the future. But yeah, trying to think about what my life's going to be like in 5 years, I'm like, I don't know. Because I'm sure there are plenty of people who do enjoy thinking like, okay, in 5 years, I want to be married at least. You know, I want to have reached that milestone. I want to have found the person I'm going to spend my life with. And I'm like, I don't know if I'll do that in 5 years. And I certainly don't want to make it a goal. Not that there's anything wrong with it being a goal. It's just not a goal that I want for myself.
Yeah.
I'm more focused on other things. But like, that's one of the things that people tend to plan, you know? They're like, that's what I want. That's what I'm going to drive toward. So because all I ever drive toward is like things for me, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how to talk about that as a plan. So yeah, I don't know what bullshit I just said. Maybe it was true, maybe it wasn't. But anyway. Did you ever do those things though? Like 5 years, 10 years?
Only for school.
Can you remember any of it?
Yeah, I remember when I was in elementary school, I really wanted to go either to Harvard or to Cambridge in the UK. I realized that might be confusing because Harvard is in a town called Cambridge. But anyway, then for a little while after that, I wanted to go to UT. And after that, I wanted to be a business person, but I didn't really know what that meant. But even before that, I wanted to be an astronaut and a cowboy. I didn't really understand what went into the job of a cowboy exactly. You know, I wanted to be a guy who rode around in horses all day and like wore cowboy clothes, I think was essentially, that's my job. That's what I want to do. And also be an astronaut. I remember I briefly wanted to be a cartoonist. I wanted to be a painter.
He had a whole hand thing just now, y'all.
But I didn't really have like year goals for any of those things. I wanted to be married and have a bunch of kids. We've been over that before. Or that's what I thought I wanted before I understood what any of those things really meant.
Right.
But yeah, I've had a couple of friends who have been like, by the time I'm 35, I want to be at this point in my career and I want to be married and I want to have so and so many kids. And
I thought you were going to say so and so, like a person's name. Like, so and so many kids. And I was like, is that a surname? Many kids? Oh. It took me way too long to figure out what had just happened.
One of my friends, I won't name and shame her, but one of my friends who, I don't think she does so much anymore, but she had a plan like that. She was like, by this age, I want to be married. By this age, I want to have a kid. One of her goals was not to marry this person, but and I can't remember his name. And I don't know if that's going to make me sound old or if these people are so like no longer in the cultural zeitgeist that it doesn't really matter one way or the other. But she wanted to seduce One of the artists in 303, the band.
Oh.
She wanted to meet him at a party and seduce him and I think have like a one night stand with him, if I'm remembering correctly. And that was like part of her life. Like, I'm not laughing at her. I just think it's really funny because she, to a certain extent, she had a lot about her life just like planned out. And that just happened to be one of the things.
I can get behind those kind of life plans. Like planning on who you're going to seduce, I'm down for that. That makes sense. That's an achievable goal.
And I can't remember which one it was, because there's two guys in 303, right?
I think so. And I don't think I ever knew their names. I don't think I did.
That makes me feel better, because, yeah, I'm not sure I ever did either.
I mean, like, I don't know the names of every person in every band. Like,
No, I know.
yeah. And I mean, 303 was big for like a second, but they only had like, what, 2 songs? 3 songs?
Yeah,
Like,
only
how big?
2 that I know of. I mean, I'm sure they had a whole album at least, but
Right.
yeah,
But I
only
mean,
knew
like, yeah,
2.
they only had a few that like blew up.
Yeah. And I think both of the ones that I know are featuring other people
Yeah.
who are like more famous.
Yeah, that's how to do it. You gotta piggyback, y'all. I didn't notice. So Timothy, when he came out of his room right before we started recording, when we were getting ready and stuff, he comes out of his room and he's holding 2 books, but I didn't think about it. I didn't look at them or anything because I'm looking at Timothy because I'm talking to Timothy. I'm not talking to the books, y'all. So don't judge me for not looking at his books, okay? God, quit looking at me like that. Damn. So anyway, I didn't look at the books. And he set them down and like we're talking and I'm setting up the mics and everything and I'm checking levels. And then I come to sit down at my mic. I'm sitting like on the opposite side of the room from him, so that, you know, we can look at each other like we're having a conversation. And that's when I noticed the books on the couch next to him, because now I'm talking to them, so now I'm looking at them. And I noticed that one of them is the Bible, and I was just like, what? Which, by the way, you have not thrown another verse out at us yet.
That's true. Oh, one of my big inconsequential pet peeves is when people call it the Book of Revelations. It's the Book of Revelation.
It's just one singular revelation.
It is. People need to know.
Mm-hmm. Preach. Get it?
Oh, that's good. And cried with a loud voice, say, oh. I mean, that's the beginning of a verse, but it's continuing from a previous one. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations, and kindreds, and people, and tongues, stood before the throne, and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes, and palms in their hands, and cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our God, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb.
I thought that they were saying the lamb was in white robes and had its palms up or whatever, and I was like, what?
No, the people, the great multitude, etc., etc. And they're not like hand palms, they're like...
Oh, those palms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for knowing what I meant. I
yeah.
just kind of waved my hand around like I was holding something in it. But like, you know, a frond from a palm tree.
This isn't going to end you up in hell or anything, right?
What?
Well,
Just reading from the Bible?
Well, I mean, because you're doing it sort of like as a joke. Like you're implying that it's ridiculous and funny.
I've implied no such thing. If that's what you wish to infer from my dramatic reading of the word of the Lord, that's not my fault.
So now he's making fun of the Bible and flat out lying about making fun of the Bible.
That's not true.
The lie. Oh, there's another lie.
You know not of what you speak, sir.
He's digging deeper and deeper. Now he's insulting me. That's probably not good either. I bet that's probably frowned upon. At least. I'm just saying, I think you're about to get bitch slapped by the Lord. That's all I'm saying.
And the 7th angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, The kingdom of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever.
That's nice. Did we mention the word apocalypse in this episode yet? Did you talk about that? Okay, good. I didn't remember that. I just remember you specifying it's about the future, and I'm like, did we talk about how we might touch on the apocalypse too?
Yeah, in our like table of episode topics, this one I think is future/apocalypse.
Yeah. Okay, good. Because otherwise, we're talking about the future and you're reading from the Bible, and people are like, what? But if as long as we said something about the apocalypse already, okay, we're good.
Yeah, this is a very nebulous episode topic. I think I'm the one who thought of it. So, like, apologies for it being as wishy-washy as it is. But, you know, we're getting through it together, I feel like.
So far, so good. I think it's fine. And we definitely have usable stuff. Like, at least 5 minutes of this is good. The part where I talk about the future of Can I Bother You, for sure. Keep that.
The future. Oh, can you explain that story?
Actually, I think we've kind of talked about it in an episode before.
Oh, really?
You know what? No, you cut it. I know definitely we talked about it before, but
That sounds familiar.
I just re-listened to all the episodes and I didn't hear it. But when we were in high school, I'm a couple years younger than Timothy, so we weren't in the same grade.
Thank you for framing it that way. That's very nice.
I was trying to be nice. But that's over now.
Because I pointed it out.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
like, what's that scientific principle where, like, a thing is destroyed by observing it? I don't know what I'm talking
that's
about.
called the game.
And if you're listening at home, obviously you're listening. Anyway, you just lost the game.
I actually just saw a post the other day that said, like, the words, the game, and then underneath it, it was like, congratulations, you just won the game. It's over. That's not you losing. This is me ending the game, and you won. Congratulations. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. Mixing it up.
Yeah,
For it.
that's nice. But it's also, like, completely contrary to the rules of the game.
I mean,
But it is sweet.
I feel like it was pointing out, like, otherwise, how else does the game end?
It
only,
doesn't.
It can only end when you lose?
No, you just play forever. You're always playing.
And you just lose multiple times?
Yeah, basically.
Alright.
Like, you lose the game and then you're back in for the next round.
That's a boring game.
Well, it is pretty...
Like, the whole thing about the game is just that you play forever until you die, but you lose all the time? You never get to win, or...
Well, you win as long as you're not thinking about it. You're winning until you think about it.
Okay.
And then... I'm not, like, an advocate of the game.
I don't know, you seem to know a lot about it.
Well...
What does the book have to say about it?
I wish I had a computer version. I could just, like, search the phrase game. I mean, the word game. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. So I think what that's saying is that the Lord gives you the power to defeat the game.
Okay.
Or something.
Or something, yeah, I'm down.
That's how I'm choosing to interpret that.
It sounds right to me. It sounds like an accurate interpretation.
Thank you.
So, good job.
Thank you.
Anyway, Timothy asked me to explain something. When we were in high school, and he was a couple grades ahead of me, him and the other seniors were graduating, and the rest of us were still much younger than that. I'm purposefully not saying what grade I was in. It's in the series.
Yeah.
You already know how old I am, too. I've said that multiple times in the series, too. 22. I'm 22. And Timothy's like 52. I'm 22.
How dare you?
What? Anyway, so because the seniors were leaving, the rest of us were like, well, we're the future. And I don't remember how it became a thing, but somehow it became a thing. There were 4 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. We would just say the words, the future, and like, do like a thing, and then do a thing. Can you describe it?
Like, they would make a fist and, like, kind of pump it down.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
kind of bend with it.
Yeah, we bend at the knee. Yeah. Not both knees. It's like, you bend one knee.
Yeah.
And then normally we do that like we're all facing each other, so it's like a square or a circle, depending on how many of us are in it, and then we'd all spin away from each other.
Yeah, and kind of break.
It's one of those things where it just somehow morphed
Yeah.
slowly, and that's what it became. No idea how.
It was always a welcome little ritual they all had, but it also made us feel sort of like we were being replaced. I remember at one point somebody was like, oh, well, this person is the new this person, and this person is the new that person. Josh was the new me. And that was very dehumanizing, but I also get it.
It's that kind of thing where I don't think I'll ever actually say it, just because I haven't found a way to say it that I like. But it's like when people are calling Ariana Grande the next Mariah Carey, and I'm like, oh, why does she have to be the next anything?
Yeah, just let people be themselves.
Yeah, I'm like, why? Like, I mean, she's Ariana Grande. That's her name, and she's doing what Ariana Grande does. So, like, why does she have to be the next Mariah Carey when we already know who she is? She showed us right here with this album. Congratulations on hearing it. Like,
congratulations on hearing it.
Yeah.
You should put that in the liner notes of your first album.
Congratulations on hearing it.
This is my album. Congratulations on hearing it. Your ears are welcome.
It's nice to meet me. The pleasure's all yours. But yeah, I think that what was happening back then, because I can't remember how involved I was in those conversations, but I always thought of it not as, I understand why you thought of it this way, because it's basically what the words were saying. But in my brain, it was more like you were, I don't know if there's a phrase for it, and if there is, I don't know what the phrase is. But like, Sex in the City, oh, I'm a Miranda. Oh, she's such a Carrie, though, you know? That's how I thought of it, as if y'all were a TV show, and they were saying, like, which character they were.
I can see that sort of.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I played, because I'm like, those are real people that we actually know, and that's weird to me.
yeah, no, it wasn't you. And I can't remember who it actually was. But whoever it was, the first time I heard anybody say it, they were saying it to tease us. And like, I think it was a broader thing than that, but that was the first context that I heard it in. And so I think that really like colored the way I saw it. It didn't make me that mad. Like, I should be so lucky.
That's when the rose-colored lenses started to fade.
Oh my God.
Anyway, do you think you'll break any laws in the future?
Ever? Probably, even if just accidentally. I don't know every law. But ignorance of the law is no defense. So probably someday.
Wow, you're going down. Wow, goodbye, Timothy. Wow.
Are you going to turn me in?
I don't have to. Everyone already knows what you did.
What did I do?
Oh, Timothy. Ignorance is not always bliss. And we know that because the book tells us.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. I was going to say end of the seal because there's an exclamation point, but I thought it was an L. And the next word is lowercase. The Bible is weird. Anyway, for the devil is come down unto you and unto Georgia, having great wrath because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Yeah, see, in this case, you were the devil, and you know that you have a short time. So
I'm the devil.
Your wrath was breaking all those laws.
Well,
wow.
I had a good run, I guess.
That book does know a lot. Wow.
I ripped the page.
Oh no.
Not on purpose.
You're going to hell.
I don't think...
We know that.
I don't think accidentally ripping a page in the Bible is going to make me go to hell.
I wouldn't know. I'm perfect.
I wish you could have seen the exaggerated face I made. Listeners, AJ's not going to hell. Well, no, I didn't say that. AJ's perfect.
Oh, okay, wait. Unrelated to me being perfect. The apocalypse. We haven't talked about that. Like, well, I mean, we've mentioned it, but we haven't actually talked about it yet.
I don't really know what I was thinking when I proposed it as part of the topic, but...
So, the apocalypse. Tell me about it.
Well, you know, there are different schools of thought on it.
Right.
As a Catholic, I don't believe that the book of Revelation is a literal account of what's going to happen. Some Christians do. But I tend to read it as a historical text of its time that is mostly talking about the persecution of first century Christians in allegories and symbols rather than like an actual future that's going to happen. But it's pretty wild. It's a pretty wild book.
Honestly, like Christianity and the Bible and that whole thing, it's all pretty wild to me because like that stuff blew up way before social media. So like, how did Jesus do that, you know? If he wasn't like able to tweet out to people?
Well, Jesus, I don't mean anything by this, but he didn't do most of the work of like getting it out there to the people. Most of that happened after he was no longer on this earthly plane.
Oh, okay. It was like a word of mouth thing. He like handed his friends a flyer for his band, and then they went around and like told everyone about the show.
That's one way to think about it.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Wow. No hashtags or anything. Old school. Okay. Wow.
See? Don't you feel lucky that we live in the future? So that you can spread your religion far and wide? I'm just kidding. AJ doesn't have a religion that I know of.
No, my cult isn't due for another 10 years. It's in my 10-year plan. The cult. Yeah.
What role will I have in your cult, AJ? Just so I can plan for the future. If I'm just going to be a random follower, that's fine too. If you're going to make me a martyr, I can understand that, but like, you have to tell me.
There are many questions about the role you will play. And we don't need to answer them all now.
What kind of cult is it going to be?
Yes.
That answer doesn't make sense to that question.
Doesn't it, though?
No.
Stop and think about it, Timothy.
How?
How do you think, Timothy? With your heart.
Oh, what?
Open your heart.
Okay.
Don't be afraid.
I mean, I wasn't.
Good. Tell your friends.
What will I tell them?
Yes.
No. God. Okay. Do we have to wear funny clothes? Will you wear funny clothes? Are you going to answer any of my questions with anything besides AJ?
This bit is over. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was waiting for you to like move on and you kept going.
I wanted to play in the space with you.
I was done playing. But it's rude to leave when it's your own podcast.
Hey, was that a dig at me?
It wasn't meant to be. Intentionally.
Your subconscious speaks volumes.
Wow.
Anyway, do you have any thoughts?
Oh yeah, the apocalypse. God, Timothy. Yeah, no, because until I Googled it earlier, I wasn't too sure, like, the origin of the idea or the word apocalypse. Like, I just knew that it had many interpretations and that there are many different ideas of it, but I didn't know where. I assumed it was probably some sort of a Bible thing, because so many things are, but, we're probably racking on the Bible way too much in this episode. You're going to hell. You're going to hell, Timothy. Not you, listener. Well, I don't know your life, listener. I don't know where you're going. I don't even know where you are right now, so, like...
But there are a lot of apocalyptic texts outside of the Bible, so we're not just ragging on the Bible. But I don't have anything specific to say about any of those other texts.
Cool.
This version of the Bible, it's the King James version. This was given to me by a good friend who got it for free. And but on the left hand,
wow, religion really is a gift.
It is.
Oh God. Anyway, on the left hand, what?
On the left hand side, it has the Spanish translation. So I could try to butcher the Spanish if you want to make it even more sinful.
Inclusive.
That's why it says Santa Biblia on the cover.
Oh, I didn't see that. I only saw the words Holy Bible and was like, what? In my own house?
There are actually multiple Bibles in your house.
What? In my own house? I feel like I have to do it again.
Don't you have a Bible? I feel like I've seen one.
Yeah, someone gave me one, and it feels weird to throw it away. They signed it, like, specifically to me. It was like, it's a gift, and they gave me a nice little message, and so... I guess I could just rip out that page. What? You just tore a page in your Bible?
Not on purpose!
Okay.
But yes, you could rip out that page, because it's not, like, part of the Bible.
That's true. Yeah, I don't remember what page they wrote it on.
I've also seen Bibles at used bookstores where people just keep that page in, and it just has,
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. To Larry from Curly.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Stooges are giving each other Bibles.
I don't know why you left Mo out like that.
Well, I don't know. Mo maybe had a separate arrangement. I don't know.
Yeah, separate arrangement. Okay, anyway, so the apocalypse. If there was, I'm thinking about a thing that I heard this question somewhere else, but like, if you had to survive the apocalypse, which celebrities would you want on your team? Who could help you get through the apocalypse?
That's a good question, but I feel like it would depend on what kind of apocalypse it is. Like, if it's like...
It's all kinds of the apocalypse. It's every single idea you've ever heard of the apocalypse. So go.
Well, but like...
Timothy's thinking about this too much. A zombie apocalypse.
And the question was celebrities?
Yes.
I feel like on my team, I would want Lucy Lawless.
Yeah.
Because she could kick some zombie ass, I feel like.
She definitely could.
Dr. Fauci, because like maybe he can do
Oh.
something.
Yeah.
For once. No, I'm just kidding, but I felt like that's what it sounded like. Anyway, God. Viola Davis, and I don't know why, it just feels right.
For some reason, I keep thinking Maggie Smith, and I'm like, I don't know if that's the right call. I love Maggie Smith. I want to watch her in everything.
She would be good for morale.
That's true, but you'd also have to keep her alive. I'm sure she can take care of herself to an extent, but she is older, so like, it would be one more person you'd have to protect who couldn't help you quite as much.
Yeah. Ooh, Idris Elba. I feel like he would also be able to kick ass, but like also he could keep you warm at night. You know what I mean?
No, I have no idea.
But how many is that? I think I'm at 4.
That feels good because you're 5.
Yeah.
So you had
oh wait, no, I'm at 5. Because I had Lucy Lawless, Fauci, Viola Davis, Idris Elba. Oh wait, maybe I didn't have 5.
Those are the only ones I
think
remember.
I'm just bad at counting.
Okay, those are the only ones I remember you saying. Yeah. Okay, so you make 5. Okay, well let's see.
Who would you pick, AJ?
I don't know. I don't want to repeat any of yours, but Fauci's a really good idea. No. Science is probably the way to go, but like if I want this movie or book that you guys are reading to be exciting, then we should be without a scientist. We have to figure it out on our own. At least for the time being. For the team that I have. The team that you're following. So I'm going to go ahead and say... okay, I have to not just pick a bunch of men I'm attracted to. Both because it's sexist and also because I would never get anything done. Well, I'd get something done. But
never anything done.
Exactly. Oh, gosh. I didn't give this any thought beforehand, and I really should have. Oh, okay, Nick Offerman.
Oh.
And... now I'm only thinking of all the names that you said.
I don't know if this helps, but I once had a dream. I was on a plane, and it was going down, and the other people on the plane were the Pope, who at the time I think was John Paul II, Martina McBride. I want to say Nicolas Cage, but I might just be thinking of Con Air. Oh, you know what? It would have been Pope Benedict because President Obama was there. And maybe one more person. But I woke up before the plane hit the ground. So like we didn't have to survive in this situation. So I don't know how helpful this was. And I'm just throwing more names at you for you to have to not think of.
I'm mostly ignoring because I'm thinking of this as you stalling for me, which I appreciate. No, I heard. There's a plane and you all lived happily ever after.
Well, no, we didn't.
Timothy. I thought of 2 more. I want Anna Kendrick and I want Rihanna. And I'm trying to think. I just need one more person. Also, this is an interesting group.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? The whole rest of the Ocean's 8 cast would be great.
Oh my god. Can they all be one person? Yeah. That counts as one person. Yeah. We're counting it. I've decided. There we go. I'll give up Rihanna's spot to include the entire group in those 2 spots.
Perfect.
There we go. Love that. And that's 4 in each spot. 4 people can make up one person. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
So, Nick Offerman, Anna Kendrick, and the cast of Ocean's 8.
Perfect.
That's perfect. Yeah, I'm about it. I'd survive.
Totes.
We'd survive. Yeah. I've got so many people I can sacrifice. I'll definitely survive.
Oh my god.
I've mentioned it on the podcast when I was watching it. I was watching The Walking Dead, and I was like, I'd survive. I think at least in the beginning, I might go mad with power. Too often while I was watching The Walking Dead, I was like, just kill him. Anytime anyone said or did anything I didn't like, I was like, I'll just kill him.
I think it's funny because usually you think about people gradually going mad with power, but just like going mad with power at the beginning. Where did you get the power? You just
I took it. What else would I have done? Yeah. People tend to follow me. I don't know what to tell you, Timothy. That's only half true. I tend to try to put other people in charge first because I'm like, I'd rather go do my own thing. I don't want to be in charge of people, you know? I want to just handle my own things. So I would try to put someone else in charge and then they'd mess it up. So I'd have to take over. So far, that's all my life has led me to believe. So here we are. Sorry, not sorry. I'm trying to survive.
I wish the audience could see all your looks.
I wanted this to be a video podcast, but...
Oh, I don't actually want that. I just mean...
Oh, wow. Wow, the backtracking.
We literally have backtracking in our show description. AJ's just sitting here making faces at me, so I feel bad about the fact that it's not a video podcast.
Anyway... In case you're wondering about if Can I Bother You will be a video podcast in the future, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to make that work. So I'll get back to you on that. In January, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, just hang out with us and you'll find out. Timothy, where can they hang out with us?
They can hang out with us on all the socials at Can I Bother You on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Ko-fi again.
What's Ko-fi for? What can they do there?
Ko-fi's for the money, baby. The money. It's a callback. I don't know how like deep into the lore of the show you all are, but
some of you have mentioned that you've listened to the show multiple times, so thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Oh, hey, Timothy, some people have mentioned to me that they've re-listened to the show a couple times.
That's nice.
Isn't it? Anyway, but yeah, if you want to support us monetarily, you can do that on Ko-fi.
Yes. And we'd be very grateful for that. Do not feel like you have to do that.
Yeah.
And if you
want to be my lover,
you got to get with my personal social media.
Oh, yeah, real.
You can find me on Twitter and Facebook at TCJDV and on Instagram at Tomatio88.
Slide into his DMs, yeah.
You're welcome to do
now
so.
Now that you won't have to share him with the rest of the listeners, you can have him all to yourself. Slide into his DMs. Timothy.
Restrictions may apply. AJ, where can they find you?
I can be found on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at AJ Reyes F13. I am planning on trying to pick up my YouTube channel again. I mean, I posted a few videos this year, but not nearly as many as I wanted. So I'm hoping that in the Can I Bother You hiatus, while I'm slowly working on Can I Bother You, I can put more focus on my YouTube channel, so you can hang out with me there. And, what happened? Hold on, everyone wait. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere yet. Wait. Oh, that's what's next. Now, I'm going to ask you to rate, review, and subscribe. Please rate, review, and subscribe. It would be appreciated. 5 stars on Apple, please. Because even though Timothy will not be with us much longer, one more episode, y'all, next week, I will be around and I will be back. So, if I can come back to a bunch of ratings, that'd be nice. And leave in a review, let us know what you're going to miss most about Timothy. But remember, he's like alive, you can find him on the socials. But like, let us know in a review what your favorite part about Timothy has been. Or what your least, tell us what Timothy could work on. Because constructive criticism is everyone's friend.
Yes it is. I know that was a bit, but that's very true.
Great. Anyway, also subscribe and follow, and thank you for spending this present moment with us. We hope in the future you will spend more present moments with us.
Yes, that would be
present,
lovely.
Moment, present moment.
Oh, another callback.
That's a story from our high school days that we've mentioned at least twice in the show, so... Go listen to every episode again and find it. Let us know.
It'll be a fun little Easter egg.
Yeah, and then let us know in a review, because I can't remember. I can't remember what episode it was in. Yes, I just re-listened to them all.
But not for that.
That's true.
You know.
True that.
You can't be expected to remember every episode number.
Yeah, real talk. Anyway, do you have any final thoughts about the future?
The future, it's a thing.
Oh, wait, hey, I guess if you want to talk about it next episode, we can. But if you think that you can summarize what your future after Can I Bother You is looking like.
And no, I cannot.
Great, then you'll have to tune in next week. We'll see y'all, or you'll hear us. We'll be there, and you'll be there next week. Bye!
Bye!